That's the vision, right? And again, I think it's one where Waymo has had the first mover advantage, but still 5 cities and cars that are 8x more than Teslas.
It's worth emphasizing this point. There is no way in this thing we call reality that Tesla doesn't kill Waymo. Why? As Dan points out, the cost for Waymo to put comparable hardware that can offer a comparable service, e.g. an autonomous ride on roads, is not far off an order of magnitude more than Tesla. And it's not just the cost factor. It's that even if Waymo tomorrow wanted to put 100,000 vehicles on roads, they'd have to approach a company to produce those vehicles for them. Said company would begin to ramp up production. It could take years and years and years to get to a reasonable production rate just to start cranking those out. Today, Tesla globally produces well over 100,000 vehicles per month. Cost alone is enough to kill Waymo. They can't compete with Tesla. But there's another factor too, which is speed of production. It would be a big year if Waymo could add 2,000 vehicles to their fleet. Tesla produces that many vehicles in a fraction of a day, every day. This matters.
So scale and scope, I believe they're going to own the autonomous market in the US.
I'm with Aaron Pressman in the Boston Globe. Folks, all you got to know, if you've never experienced this, rotaries are a unique New England thing, sort of like Narragansett Lager beer. How is a Waymo going to handle the Fresh Pond Rotary in Boston?
Look, that's
the Rotary at the Cape, at the Bourne Bridge.
Mm-hmm. Look, and that's going to be, when you think about like where you're going to see these over the next 3 to 4 years, you won't necessarily see them in small towns in Cape Cod. It's going to be really more city-based, where you're going to ultimately see, I believe, cyber cabs and at one point Waymos.
Are you at proof of concept now? Like, can you?
So it certainly makes sense, at least to begin in cities, to saturate the market, drive your wait times down in line with your cost per mile until you've satiated all of the demand in that city for transport as a service. But because autonomy is such a ridiculously profitable business, if you're Tesla, it will still make sense eventually to service more rural areas, even fairly small towns. You're not going to have higher utilization. But even so, due to the absolutely insane profits, the actual cost to operate an autonomous robotaxi at scale, energy costs and so on, best estimates seem to be somewhere around 25 cents per mile. Customers today roughly 10 times that amount per mile to use an Uber. Now, don't expect a company like Waymo to even bother with rural cities. But once Tesla's scaled, they're absolutely crushing the 100 largest cities in the US. They'll just keep going further and further down because it's still going to make sense to offer this service just about everywhere. That's how profitable autonomy is going to be.
You say this works,
or is
there still evidence to go?
I mean, our team was in Austin. We saw it front and center, and I believe they'll expand the geofence era. There's going to be some speed bumps, but I believe the path to level 4 autonomous is here.
What's level 4?
Well, it's essentially no steering wheel. In other words, like you get in, Keen gets into a fancy cyber cab, gets into the back, and then that's it.
I have to say something about these level 1, 2, 3, 4 classifications of autonomy. It's a head fake, it's a trick, it's dumb, and it doesn't make sense. But so many investors are outsourcing their thinking. You know what this actually means? It's who's taking responsibility for the software, the customer, or the automotive manufacturer. For example, Tesla's FSD Supervised, which customers today can pay for and supervise.
Until now, game changer. They have a wire trimming head that's universal. It's going to fit any weed eater. They have different size leads on it. They have a
supervise. The customers take responsibility. Yet we can watch that software being supervised, intervention-free, driving a customer from point A to point B all over the United States. It's not perfect, but it's pretty damn good. Then magically, suddenly out of absolutely nowhere, in Austin, Texas, Tesla begins taking responsibility for the software. They've got autonomous vehicles, unsupervised robotaxis. Same software essentially, yet suddenly it's now leapfrogged from level 2 to level 4. Same fucking software, same capabilities, but now Tesla taking responsibility. So instead of being reliant upon a company classifying their software of X, Y, or Z or regulators, instead, just watch what it can fucking do, bro. That's how you're going to know what you're actually looking at, what you're watching, and its capability. What can it do? I've seen this argument over and over and over. Tesla's only level 2. This company and that company's got level 4 with it. Bro! Let me put it as simply as I possibly can. Just watch what the software can actually do. Don't focus on who's taking responsibility. Is it the driver? Is it Tesla? Just focus on the actual capabilities. Watch end-to-end drives. That's all you need to know. Don't need to be reading through documents, regulatory filings, and classifications. As I record this today, there are countless than Tesla simply because they're looking for these classifications: level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. And that's as deep as their thinking goes. And to be clear, these same higher than Tesla's, they're ahead of Tesla. Why would you bother watching an actual video of what the software can do when it's being operated or supervised, when instead you can outsource your thinking to somebody early